I'm going to push you off the diving board, but I'm not going to let you sink because the pool isn't that deep. You just can't see what the bottom looks like. I just got off another strategy call with someone who's coming to the launch bootcamp, and this is something I've heard over and over again. And basically she was like, Aaron, I just need you to push me. And I was like, I'm going to push you off the diving board, but I'm not going to let you sink because the pool isn't that deep. You just can't see what the bottom looks like. You don't know how far the bottom is because it's not clear. It's like dark blue. It's like murky water. It's like swimming in the lake. Jump in feet first time. I'm not asking you to dive in. All I'm asking you is to trust me that when you hit, it's not going to hurt and you're not going to go that far down. I'm struggling. It hurts. It's scary. I'm having anxiety. I don't know where the next thing is coming from. When you're feeling that, that's okay. As long as you've got people on your team, like me and like the Cash PT Nation, we've got your back, right? Because we're gonna hold your hand so you don't slip, fall and bust your nose and end up in the hospital and they give you an MRI because you said your back hurt. I'm gonna hold you, keep you from slipping. You might fall, but it's not gonna hurt that much because we're gonna cushion the blow. And I'm gonna show you how far down the pool goes, and it's really not that far. Because a lot of times getting to the next level is just all in here. It's the thoughts in here from what other people have put in there. Are you getting that? Other people say, you can't do it. It's not possible. They're not going to pay. So you start saying, well, why would people come to see me? I'm not that good. My body hurts myself. If I'm a hurt physical therapist, how can I help other people? All these narratives going through your head are the things that are keeping you from going forward. What's keeping you from jumping off the diving board? It's like you're the 8-year-old kid and you're up there and it's 12 feet high. Like they don't have these diving boards anymore. And you're like, whoa, that's really far. And it looks like it's 1,000 feet. In reality, it's only like 10 or 12 feet. And the bottom is only 10 feet deep. It's not an abyss. There's not an abyss. What was that movie? Maybe it was called The Abyss, where it was like, from the late and early 90s. It was like just the cliff just went to nowhere. And there's like this, you can't see. It's not an abyss. It's not an empty bottom. I've bounced off the bottom. I've worked with other people, hundreds of people who've bounced off the bottom and come back up for air. So it's one of those things where it's like, all you got to do is trust. Like the bottom's not that deep. What does it mean when someone says that this isn't going to work? Like you can't possibly do this. What does it mean when people say, they're not going to pay? And guess what? Your patients aren't going to pay for something they can get somewhere else for less. So you create something they can't get somewhere else. An environment, experience, some value. When someone else tells you that it's not possible, it can't work, it's unethical, what they really mean is, I don't believe in myself. I don't believe that I'm able to do it. Or I'm unwilling to believe that I have the capacity to do that. I had someone share this week on Facebook. He was like, I disagree with you. I work in a hospital and I work for patients, not insurance companies. And what you're doing is you're basically saying that I'm a bad therapist. And I'm like, I didn't have a conversation with him, but I've heard this conversation before. It's like, no, I'm not saying that, but that's your narrative and those are your experiences. And I've worked with so many people here who've been put in a position having to choose. The woman I was just on the phone with told me that if she sees people for less than 3 visits, she gets a nasty letter from the employer that you're not doing your job well. What if that person didn't need 11 visits? She's expected to do 11 visits. So other people who don't agree, don't see it, they haven't had these experiences, and they have a different narrative, don't take their narrative on as your own. Alexis Sams, you guys know Alexis. Alexis is one of my top mastermind students. She was making over 6 figures doing like home health PRN. She was way too comfortable. It took her a long time. to get off the cliff because her chair up there was comfy. That's the thing, is you've got to take a leap and don't listen to people that say you can't do it, because that's their narrative. If someone says you can't charge that much, or look, people in my town, I live a lot of Medicaid patients, a lot of retired military. My town's too small. I mean, I've heard it all. I've heard my town's too big. There's not enough people in Brooklyn that would pay $250 an hour for physical therapy. My point is that there are people out there that need you. And if they actually don't have money in the bank, you don't need to charge them $350 a visit. You can do what some of my mastermind students are doing. It's creating group classes. You create a group class and you charge $30 and you put 30 people in there, and 30 times 30 is $900, and you teach an hour and a half workshop. Or once a week class, and you put people on you could do $50 a week, $47 a week, unlimited classes. Or what does CrossFit charge? $150, $180 a month. And you're not CrossFit, you're a physical therapist. You can charge $197 a month for unlimited group classes. And you can make $500 an hour easier than you can $250 one-on-one. And then you're no longer trading time for money. Well, you are if you're teaching the class, but if you can get 10 people in there paying $30, that's $300. Now you hire someone, come teach that class for you for $50 to $70, and your surplus is about $200. You guys getting this? There are so many possibilities that if you're letting your brain trick you into not taking action, nothing's going to happen. What I want to know right now is comment below, tell me what you're taking action on this week. And if you're struggling to launch a product, a course, or a business, let me know what's keeping you from taking the leap.